Welcome to Life of Dave. First time back down the boat for a little while. Had a lot going on at home, so thought I'd come down, have a look and see what it is I've got to do. Basically looking at this, I've got to clean up over there, get some pudding mixed up, fill all the voids, ready to glass, cut out the glass, ready to go on. So if I can cut out the glass, fill all the voids, get it all ready to go, I'm not going to be able to get it glassed in today, I ain't got time. But if I can get it all ready to go, that'll be a bonus. So let's have a look and show you what we've got so far. So there you go. So this was glassed up to here. So we've got to finish off from this line to the front bulkhead. So all in there has been glassed. You see that layer down there. You see that layer down there. So all in the front's been glassed, top, bottom, all around the sides. It's all done. So that's all that extra layers in. Been quite bulked up in the front there. All this was rotten, so ripped out and replaced. That's all been done. So what we've got to do now is sort this lot out. As you can see, it's full of voids. I'm not going to cut out the whole lot. It's just a little rib they've put in there. If I cut the whole thing out, I'm basically rebuilding the boat that Shetland built. You know what I mean? I'll literally be taking everything apart. So for some reason they put these hardwood strips in there. Yeah, and basically they've got voids either side of them because they haven't filled anything. So what I've got to do now is fill up all this so that I can put my glass over it. As long as I've got a good contact and a solid layer of glass in there, I'm not worried about little voids here. It's not really structural. The bit up here I'm more worried about. It's more important. I want this to be nice and solid, so that once I put my lockers in, I don't get any leaks or cracks coming through there. So that's more important. And it just needs to bond down to this section. Then this bit here is more cosmetic. Just need to cover all this muck up because I don't want this looking like that. It's horrid. So I'll glass that down from bottom of the screen, under there, down the gunnels, all the way down the side of the hull there, up to this edge. And then what I'll do is once I've finished my top side, then I'll start on this bottom side and I'll glass the bottom bit down as well. So I've got to do that section there and anything else below the seating. But I'm going to worry about that later, that lower section. Not worried about that at the moment. So the new cover's keeping the weather out, but it does also cut down the light, obviously. So what I'm going to have to do is when I'm down here working, not for the day or longer times, I'll have to undo the front and peel it back, let some light in. On that side of it, it actually cuts down the sun when you're filming, so it's not all bad. Get some acetone out, get that cleaned up, maybe cut some crop out, move them out of the way. And I broke my tripod, one of my legs fell off. Right, I'll put my mask on before I start disturbing too much dust. Well, that cover seems to be keeping the temperature down a bit as well. Right, so let's have a little look, see how we're going. I might pick out some of these side bits. I said I'm not going to, but I might. I did pick out quite a bit on this one, made that more solid. I mean, that bit there is good, about 3 inches. That bit there is good, about 3 inches, and there. The rest of it, rubbish. This bit here. So what I can do is squeeze the filler through the holes on that side of it. I don't know, it'd be better off just taking it all off and doing it properly all the way along, really. There's only like an inch of it there with holes in. I might as well take it off. So I'll fill that straight over then. Take it back to where it's solid. I ain't got to worry about it. What I don't want it to do is come back and bite me later because I didn't do it now. Like that bit there, look, that's just full of holes. Like tissue. I might as well cut it open. I'll squish some filler in there. So I'm using the bonding paste as a filler. You know, it sticks really well. That's crunchy. I'll be able to get the filler right underneath, so it's squidging out and coming out any holes that are there. Right there, that's a bubbly type void that's just full of dust now, so a bit of that. Pop in the holes, pop in the grass where the holes are. Rid of that cruddy, holy, useless fiberglass spots. I'll tell you what, this is going to be one tough Shetland when I'm finished with it. Certainly going to have a thicker hull. There's a little bit more weight to it, I reckon, but well, it'll be solid. I want it to last. I don't want it falling apart. I want it how I want it, and I won't be happy unless it's done right. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, we'll just fill over that, you know, I'm taking too long and all. Yeah, I might be, but I want it done so when I'm out at sea, I ain't thinking, oh, I wish I'd have done that better. I don't want it letting water in and letting me down at all. Goes in there. Just lose that. A little hole, but it's there. That's a big small hole, that one. Pretty much taking all of it out. It's not what I wanted to do, but well, it's got to be done right. I would rather do it right. Give it a little scuff up. Clean it out. Key it up. Good. dud spot. Right, there we go. So a bit like I've done on the other ones, it's easier to do it in a couple of different bits rather than all in one section. About there. See how that looks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tear it rather than cut it with my scissors. And what that will do is when we tie it in, these fibres, these little wispy bits, will mat together better. Rather than trying to join two cut ends, you end up with a very hard line going through it and they don't conform together nicely. Yeah. You want the two bits of glass to go together so it's like one bit, not one just laying on top of the other like it's been glued on. So this don't have to be super neat, it's just got to be roughly the size. So what I've done there is I've torn that side, this side's got a hard line. I'm going to flip that over. That soft line's going to be my top where the two bits are going to overlap. Now this has already been glassed, so I only need to go up to there. I need to come onto this one enough to overlap that by a couple of few inches. And again I'll need to tear that side. This bit here I don't need to be that long. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tear this side first so that I've got a rough edge. Tear it so I've got usable bits. If I just tear the edge off, then that bit's pretty much just scrapping in the bin. If I tear me off a couple of few inches in a strip, I'm pretty sure I'll now be able to use that bit somewhere, when needed. So now I've got a soft edge along the top there, and a soft edge down this side. I can see where my overlap is, where I want that to go. Lay that in there. That covers the bottom edge of that wood, and it should just go up to this front section here. I don't want it onto this front. This has already been glassed in. You can see I've already feathered this in, filled it, lost all the lines, so that's solid. And I don't want to mess up what I've already done. So I'm going to take that off down there, tie that into there. Take that off there. It's warming up today. That's got to be a hot one, I reckon. There we go. So again, another usable bit. We can put that somewhere. Don't waste any of those bits that you tear off. They're all useful. Strip that round. There's a straight edge that goes there. There's the tape edge that goes there. So that now comes up short of that, so these wispy bits will lay down flat, losing that edge, blending it out a bit. That will tuck into there. Happy days, just like that. Now all I need to do is make a little bit for that top section. So if we mark where that comes to, roughly. Mark where it's going with a few dots so I know where my sheet sits. So I'm just poking right through the wispy bits so I know where it's going to overlap. I don't need a hard line, I just need to know roughly where it is. So there I've got a line of dots, I know that's where my wispies are sitting, so the other wispies from this bit hanging down past that. Simple. So there's one. So if we go front, put an F and arrow for up. There we go. All right, up. There you go. so I know which way round this bit goes. So now I'll roll this up, put it out of the way. Right, so now we need to measure this bit here. Come up to my window ledge there, not the edge of the window. Tap under there, down there, so we're about 8 inches, so I want 9 to 10 inches, so it gives me a couple of inches of overlap, and that will then run down to there. It's just got to overlap. I'll lay that up there, there we go. I'll leave the wispy bits out a little bit, so call it 10. 10. 10. 10. That's that there. So it's not going to be totally accurate all the way along because the way I've torn it, so it's just to give me a rough idea. So I've got roughly 10 inches there. It ain't got to be super accurate. All I want to do is make sure I've got enough there that it overlaps. Tear that out. The advantage of working on a big boat or outside, you can stand up, you can reach stuff, you can move. When you're working inside a little boat, you're restricted on room, you're twisting round, leaning across. I could take it outside, do it, but then I'm up and down, climbing in and out of the boat. There we go. So now that's got tails on both sides. I've still got some cloth left, hopefully. I've got enough to do most of the other side. I'll have to get some more. It won't be enough to do all of it. Right, so now this bit's too long. I'll tear that down here to feather this side. Like so, another usable bit on the pile. So I've got wisps this side now. This bit I might tear into a few more bits yet anyway, because it's going to be really awkward to wrap around here. Actually that works quite well like that, but I want this end shorter because again I don't want it up onto that bulkhead. That's looking pretty good actually. I reckon that might be alright as it is. I might end up cutting it in two, so doing one half then the other. That overlaps past where my dots are there, so that's good. Wispy bits into there. Lovely. Happy with that, that looks good. That'll go into there, conform round there. It looks like we'll bend into there okay. That seals that section up. Up to the window there, that's good. Perfect. Right, so just need to label this up so I know where we're going. And I know it's, you know, it's almost upside down, but we'll go up and front. I know that's up. There you go, so we've labelled that one. So an arrow for up and an arrow for the front, so I know that's for the bow, where we go with that. So that's that one done, so that's me two sheets, and this is really thick cloth, this is. So this is literally thick enough, I can do one layer and that will give me a good build. You know, I'm not trying to bulk up the whole, you know, to make it into a armour flaming vehicle. It's just to make sure we don't get any leaks and cracks before I put my cupboards in. You know, and to hide all this crap that's basically been done. You know, hide, but fix, remedy it. So we're going to put some filler on there now. We're going to acetone this down.
I'll have to just redo my dots so I know where I'm sitting, but that's so be it. I don't have to do the dots, I know where they're going now, but it might make it easier to have some reference points as to where I'm going to line the cloth up so that I know they both fit. Otherwise, what happens, you put your resin down, you put your cloth on, you find it's too far one way or the other, and you end up having to add another bit in, and you've got too much one end, not enough the other. So if you've got some reference points, it can make it easier to line up where you're going. Right, that's enough waffling. Let's get this wiped down, and that's pretty much done. And then that's ready to filler up. I could filler it, and then while the filler's still wet, I could lay the glass up, so I could leave the filling till next time. If I acetone it up now, get it pretty clean, and then I'll just need to give it a little waz over with some acetone next time I come down to make sure there's no dust and crap on it. And then bits. There's little voids in here that need filling, and that's what I wanted to get rid of. Any little voids and imperfections. Once I fix my sides in, I ain't ever going to see this bit again, you know. So I want to know that behind there is all good and safe and sealed up. Unless something major happens to the boat, you know, that's never going to need to come off again. Yeah, like I say, I could not filler it today and just do it all in one, so next time I come down, put the filler on and hot coat over the top of it, so let it tack off, and then while it's still soft I can put the glass on and it'll all go in as one. Or I can filler it and then sand it to shape, probably give me a better finish overall, like on the looks wise. That's what I've done with this one, because then I can shape it so that these all look nice, rather than trying to move squidgy filler around when I'm rolling it and end up with it all ripply. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put it on, let it set, and I'll sand it to shape next time. It needs more sanding, but, well, you know me, I love a bit of sanding. So I've got my bonding paste. Now, ready? MEKP. That's plenty to get this to set off. Don't need to do it any stronger. It's going to be very hot today. This is going to have probably another week to set up, unless I can get down Tuesday. I doubt that's going to happen. So. But we'll see. I might be able to come down and do a little bit of sanding, but I've got the kids off for school. What I've done is I've just got another stick just to scrape off the excess that's up the spreader, so that you don't get any that's on your spreader that's not mixed. The last thing you want to do is put this on and there's no catalyst in it, it won't go off. So you must make sure your catalyst is mixed up throughout so that it all goes off. Right, so we're all wiped down, that's all mixed up. Come on. I want to squeeze that into the holes. So I'm using that to push it in, spread it around, push it into the holes. Make sure those voids are filled up so that they're no longer voids and they're solid. Afterwards I can get a good layer of this over if there's any left. And we can build that up a little bit. I don't want a massive build, I just want to make sure that it looks nice. there's a bit of glass here that ends there and then starts again, so there's a little edge there, so I want that sort of feel, so when I glass it down it's smooth. Starts going off, a little bit in there. Lip there, look, this bit, I need to sort of lose that, so I'll sand that so that it looks like that strip's in line. They've not stuck them 2 strips in line. Rush job, it might have been fine for when they were building it, but it's not fine for me. I don't like it, looks horrible and ugly. I want it fixed, so tough it's going. So if there's any little low spots on this, once it's set, when I sand it I'll see it, and I can always put another skim of this on before I glass it. So that way I've got like a wet coat as the glass is going on. That will take out any little last minute imperfections and voids in the low spots of the filler. Yeah, not voids but low spots. If you get me. There we go. Oh, this top bit's pretty good. Tiny little bit there, very thin amount up there, just to leave some of them sandy grindy marks that I've put in there. Make sure we're not looking at any holes in there. We've got a very thin scrape, pushing it in and scraping it off really. Same up there. And I'll run the sand around this lot next time. Just waz that off. Just want to make sure there's no holes. So where this has been glassed, again, that'll all need filler in to lose any little glass lines, all the little hair fibres and all the rest of it. But that can be done after, because I've still got a glass in my lockers. So I might need a little bit more filler. Let's see. So first off, pushing it into the holes. If I can get all the holes filled with this last little bit, then I won't bother knocking up any more today. What I'll do is I'll fill any little bits that are left to shape before I put the glass on. So I'll leave it wet. If I can get this done, that is, I just need to get this filled so that the wood's not got that lip and all the voids have gone. Do a tiny little bit more, tiny. Just about there, I reckon. As long as I've got the most of it, I can build up another layer when we come to glass it, so I'll quickly just mix up a little bit. Put that over the top and then lay the glass straight on. I just want the main of the holes gone. Worked into those voids. Like so, there we go. Need little excessy bits into the centre there. Looking good. Yes, I think what I'll do is next time I'm down, I'm going to sand that off. It's got to be sanded once it's set. So I'll sand that off, key it up, and then I'll put another thin layer on before I glass it. I think that'll be the way to go. Alright, that's me all done. So I've got that all on there. I'm going to let that set up. Next time I come down, sand it all down. Put another layer on, just a very thin layer, just to take out any little imperfections after we finish sanding it. And then when it's ready to glass, we'll get the glass straight on while that's still wet. So for now, that's me done. I will catch you all next time on Life of Dave. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.